This is 5-minute revision and we're on paper 1 question 3, which is the structure question. So an important thing to remember is that some structural features will vary from text to text. These are sort of special bits of structure that not all texts have. For example, one text might have some dialogue or a flashback or pathetic fallacy. But there are also things that every text will have, okay? And this is what you need to focus your answer around. So every text will have a character, every text will have a setting, every text will have a mood, and every text will have focus. So those are really good things. If you can't remember anything else, just think about what does the writer focus on and how does it change, okay? And if you can do that, then you'll end up with, an okay answer. So for example, with this text, we're going to divide it roughly into beginning, middle and end because you don't have time to comment on every single paragraph and that's not what they want. In fact, you're more likely to get better marks if you can comment on the whole text briefly than just focusing on the beginning. Because they want to see that you've got the big picture of the text, which goes back to video number 1, where I said right at the beginning, make sure you read the whole text and get an overview, because that's what they want for this question. Okay, so, it's not a sort of science beginning, middle and end, it's just rough. I'm going to say beginning is about down to line 15 here, middle the rest of the page, and the end the last 2 paragraphs there. So if we look at the beginning, what does the writer focus on? Well, we've got introduction of the character of Alice. It's a close focus, zooms in on her drinking in the heat. Then this focus definitely widens out and we get this whole description of the surroundings. We know this because you've focused on this in question 2. Okay, so it widens out to the surroundings, and actually, but by line 11, it seems like she's very much on her own out there in the mountains. There might even be, a hint of sort of danger or loneliness there in the atmosphere at the beginning. Then, from line 12, we realise that she's actually not on her own, and the focus moves down the mountain to the lower slopes, where we find out that Alice is actually part of a large party of people digging on an archaeological dig, and we get sort of told about her colleagues here. Then, for the middle part is very much a focus, I would say, inside Alice's head, really. We find out from her memories what she's been doing, and we also find out about how she's feeling at the moment. So she's uncomfortable, it's hot, she's achy, but she doesn't want to stop. Why? What does the writer show us about her character? Well, down the bottom here, we find out that even though she's a volunteer, she's not a professional archaeologist, she's still really quite keen to make this her discovery. And she knows if she tells other people, that she'll have to sort of share this discovery. So that's something important about the character that's been revealed to us that you might want to mention. Or even if you just said that, the focus goes inside Alice's thoughts, that would be fine as well. At the end, this second to last paragraph is quite interesting because we've actually got a flash forward here. So this is one of the sort of extra elements of this particular text that we might want to mention. The writer plays around here with time and says, in the days and weeks to come, Alice will look back at this moment. So the writer's hinting to us that this is going to be a very special moment to Alice, but she doesn't actually know it yet. So it's playing around and hinting about things that are going to happen in the future. And then this very last part, well, this is a great ending for us because if you remember, we always want to try and either contrast or link the beginning and the end. And what have we got here? Well, it says she drains the last drop of water from her bottle. So here we've got a really clear link to the beginning where she was just unscrewing her water bottle. So at the start of the text, she was just starting to drink. And at the end of the text, she's finished. So actually, this whole text has taken place in the minute or so that it's taken for Alice to drink her water. And we're left really in exactly the same position as we started, with Alice working on her own with just the heat and the sound of the insects. So there's a nice clear link there from the beginning to the end. Okay, so remember, keep it nice and clear, beginning, middle and end, and drop in lots of words for structure, things like character, setting, zoom, time, focus, flashback, things like that, and that should be enough. Okay, thank you.